Rip. Scandalous move by CD Projekt Red. What is this? Men are once again of the worst sort. Are you a man? Do you dream into getting into a company like CD Projekt Red, but you don't have the money? Well, we're sorry, because the next edition of Scholarship and Mentoring Program is just starting, but only for women. Girls in the Game is a scholarship program aimed exclusively at women to cover the cost of education, as well as the opportunity to join a mentoring program. There'll be workshops and a huge dose.
I don't really care about this situation because this isn't an American company, but I really like CD Projekt Red, and this is not the kind of thing that I want to be seeing happening at this company. The diversity charter. You see that down there at the bottom. It's kind of cut off by my border a little bit. It's good.
Knowledge. In my opinion, I think this should be illegal. I think that if you're giving preference or privilege to people based off of immutable characteristics, race, gender, or sexuality, it's bad. I'm done with Ubisoft searching for an internship months and months, and this is what I get. Oh, this is the Ubisoft mentoring program. Destined to people who identify as any of the following: women, non-binary, including agender, bigender,
oh my God,
gender, gender fluid, gender neutral, gender queer, and other non-binary identities, and two-spirit.
What does that even mean? I've heard somebody say it like, I think a lot of people have seen this video where it was a guy saying that, oh, I'm two-spirit, but I only say that for the diversity points.
Two-spirit, I wonder what this is. Do you identify with any of the options above? Isn't this discrimination?
Just say yes.
It is, like, by definition, discrimination. Can't you just lie and say that you're non-binary? Yeah, I mean, ideally, things like this would be shut down because
wear a purple and pink wig and then say you're non-binary, and they'll buy it.
Because they would be illegal. But, you know, until then, ABC. That's right.
That's right. Well, that sucks. Until Cyberpunk's company turns around, I ain't buying no more CD Projekt Red games. I'm gonna uninstall Cyberpunk because I am taking a stand. And I'm not playing these diverse games anymore because they just keep getting worse and worse. And now they're even saying that they want us to be pushed out of the gaming industry completely, which, sure, I've got a backlog that's stacked up for years and years and years. I'll probably die before I even get to play any of it. And I haven't even bought a new game in so long, other than like Baldur's Gate. I'm about to buy Sparking Zero though, so that's a Japanese title, so I don't think they have any of that diversity bullshit in there.
This is an official registered patent from Nintendo. They patented a T-Rex. Yeah, you can't have these anymore. They're going to be suing the Smithsonian soon. This is what's really interesting about this. I didn't know this yesterday. The copyright that Nintendo is suing Palworld over is a copyright that Nintendo filed this year. They did it after Palworld.
I noticed that. I noticed how it said, you know, I'm gonna let them continue.
World was already released. This is the patent. It says it was filed on May 2nd, 2024. Palworld had already been out for months. They filed it right here. All of this graph, there was no patent on this. They created a patent for the game mechanic pointing and aiming an item for launch, specifically just to sue Palworld. And you see a lot of people
and you can't
saying
do that.
this, right? It's
you can't do that. Like, you can't make a patent and then sue a company. Like, that's not how that works. I mean, you could make the patent and then sue another company afterward, but you can't sue any of the companies that did it beforehand. Or am I wrong about that? I don't think you can make a patent on this particular thing anyway, because it's so rudimentary to just game mechanics. Like, it is just a basic game mechanic. You throw a thing gets captured inside of a thing. Can we not do that anymore? Are we not allowed to do that?
because the models for the Pokemon look the same as the models for the PALs. You're right, but that's not what they're getting sued for. When I read this, I couldn't even believe it. In a first mode, an aiming direction in a virtual space is determined based on a second operation input, and a player character is caused to launch in the aiming direction an item that affects the field character disposed on a field in the virtual space. How can you patent something?
Bro, that is such bureaucracy bullshit when you have to explain that you throw a magical ball and an animal, a fictional animal, gets trapped inside it. I hate bureaucracy so much, man. I wish everything was open source.
Something that's this abstract. So anytime that you throw something at something else, yeah, a grenade, yeah, exactly. I hope Nintendo loses, because what this will mean is that more and more game mechanics will become patented, less and less innovation will be allowed to occur, and your games collectively will become worse. That is what happens if Nintendo wins
That's not
something
true.
like this. I
That's
can't
not
believe
true.
this is real. Neither can I. It's unbelievable.
No, what's going to happen is game companies are just going to stop giving a fuck, and they're just going to straight steal full games. And what are you going to do when like 200 companies are stealing your mechanic that you have patented? So it's not going to work. And what are you going to do about China? That China's just going to take over because they don't give a shit about our patents. They're already starting to take over.
It's insane.
It is insane.